Welcome to Movie Time. Today, we're excited to share our selection of the top 10 best movies 2025 that will keep you on the edge of your seat. These movies will keep you hooked from start to finish, immersing you in non-stop thrills, intense moments, and heart-pounding scenes that won't let you look away for even a second. This video is the fourth installment in our 2025 movie series, and you can find links to the previous episodes in the description below. If you enjoy these movie summaries, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it with your movie-loving friends. Stay tuned until the end of the video and share your favorite film with us in the comments. Number 10. Guns Up. Guns Up is an action comedy thriller that follows Ray Hayes, played by Kevin James, a former police officer turned mob enforcer who wants nothing more than to escape his violent past. Tired of the bloodshed and driven by his love for his wife Alice and their two children, Ray dreams of opening a family diner and starting a peaceful new life. Set over the course of a single chaotic night, the story begins with Ray completing what he believes will be his final job for the local mob boss. He plans to disappear afterward, using the money to fund the diner and give his family a fresh start. However, the operation goes sideways. Someone double-crosses the crew. A key witness is left alive, and Ray finds himself framed in a setup that threatens not only his life, but also the lives of his family. As word spreads of Ray's supposed betrayal, every faction of the city's criminal underworld comes after him. From ruthless hitmen to corrupt cops, Ray is forced into a desperate race through the city to uncover who betrayed him and why. Number 9. KO. KO is a French-language action drama that follows the story of Bastien, a professional MMA fighter whose life takes a dark turn after a tragic incident in the ring. During what was meant to be his final fight before retirement, Bastien accidentally kills his opponent Enzo in a brutal knockout. The victory turns hollow, and the trauma from that moment forces Bastien to walk away from the sport he once loved. Overcome with guilt, he retreats from the spotlight and starts a quiet, reclusive life far from the MMA world. Years later, Bastien is living anonymously in Marseille, working a modest job and trying to keep his past buried. However, when Enzo's teenage son, Leo, suddenly disappears under suspicious circumstances, Bastien feels compelled to act. Racked with remorse and driven by a sense of responsibility, he steps out of the shadows to help find the boy he once orphaned. Teaming up with police captain Kenza, he dives into Marseille's criminal underworld to find Leo, confronting the violence and guilt he tried to leave behind. Number 8. The Fantastic Four: First Steps.
What time is it, Ben? No. What time is it, Ben?
The Fantastic Four is a science fiction action-adventure set in an alternate 1960s-inspired universe known as Earth 828. Four brilliant explorers, Reed Richards, Sue and Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm, embark on a revolutionary space mission to study a mysterious cosmic anomaly orbiting deep in space. Led by Reed, a visionary scientist obsessed with pushing the boundaries of human knowledge, the group is struck by an intense wave of cosmic radiation during their mission. Miraculously surviving the encounter, they return to Earth forever changed. Each team member begins to develop astonishing abilities. Reed gains the power to stretch his body with elastic precision. Sue learns to turn invisible and generate force fields. Johnny becomes a living fireball capable of flight, and Ben is transformed into a super-strong rock-like creature. Struggling with their physical transformations and the emotional fallout, the group strives to remain united as a family. Their first true test comes when Galactus, a godlike cosmic entity who feeds on the energy of entire planets, sets his sights on Earth. Number 7. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Run. You can't hide.
I Know What You Did Last Summer is a direct sequel to the late 1990s slasher films, continuing the terrifying saga with a fresh, modern twist. The story centers on 5 young friends who are involved in a tragic car accident that results in a fatality. Instead of coming forward, they decide to cover up their involvement, hoping to escape the consequences. However, their secret quickly spirals into a nightmare when they begin receiving threatening messages from an unknown assailant who seems to know exactly what they did. 1 year after the accident, the friends find themselves stalked by a mysterious killer bent on exacting revenge. As the tension escalates and the body count rises, they realize that the horror is far from over. Desperate for help, they seek out survivors from the infamous Southport Massacre, a series of brutal murders tied to the original events decades earlier. Among these survivors are familiar faces Julie James and Ray Bronson, played by Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr., who return to assist the new generation of victims. Number 6. The Running Man. The Running Man is a high-octane dystopian action thriller set in a bleak, authoritarian future where America is controlled by a totalitarian regime. In this world, the most popular form of entertainment is a brutal reality show called The Running Man. Desperate citizens watch as selected contestants are hunted down by professional killers on live television. It's a propaganda tool used by the state to control the masses and distract them from widespread poverty and oppression. The story follows Ben Richards, a former police officer who becomes a fugitive after refusing to fire on unarmed civilians during a food riot. Branded a traitor and framed for mass murder, he is captured and offered a chance at survival, participate in the Running Man, and win his freedom. Ben agrees, not for himself, but to secure life-saving medical care for his terminally ill daughter. Richards is thrust into the deadly game where he must survive for 30 days while being hunted across the country by a group of violent and sadistic assassins. Number 5. Good Fortune.
A lost soul.
Good Fortune is a whimsical fantasy comedy about Arj, a hard-working gig worker struggling to make ends meet in a fast-paced city. Frustrated with his dead-end jobs and endless financial stress, Arj constantly dreams of what life would be like if he were rich and powerful, like his arrogant boss Jeff. Everything changes when Gabriel, an inexperienced and underqualified budget guardian angel, is assigned to help Arj turn his life around. Desperate to prove himself and get promoted to full-fledged guardian angel status, Gabriel hatches a bold plan: swap Arj's life with Jeff's. Overnight, RJ swaps lives with Jeff. Arj enjoys luxury and power, while Jeff struggles with Arj's tough, low-paying lifestyle. Number 4. Bring Her Back.
I've spoken with an angel.
Bring Her Back is a psychological horror that follows teenage siblings Andy and Piper. After the death of their father, they are sent to live with Laura, a reclusive and emotionally shattered woman, grieving the loss of her own daughter. Set in a desolate cabin surrounded by dense woods and eerie silence, the environment itself mirrors the broken people inside. Laura's obsession with reconnecting with her dead child leads her to a series of disturbing occult rituals drawn from decaying VHS tapes, promising resurrection, but at horrific costs. Andy, skeptical and emotionally guarded, finds himself protective of Piper, who is more vulnerable and curious. Their attempts to navigate this uneasy new home unravel when they discover Laura has a mute foster son named Oliver, who is both cryptic and unsettling. Laura begins preparing Oliver to be a spiritual vessel, hoping to bring her daughter's soul back through him, using methods involving drowning and spiritual possession. Number 3. 28 Years Later. 28 Years Later is the third installment in the acclaimed zombie franchise that began with 28 Days Later, 2002, and continued with 28 Weeks Later, 2007. Set 28 years after the original outbreak of the Rage virus, the story follows survivors on a quarantined British island. The world has dramatically changed. Much of the mainland is a quarantined no man's land, and the virus has mutated into new, more dangerous forms. The story centers on a young boy named Spike, who lives isolated on a small British island with his mother Ela and father Jamie. When Isla suddenly falls gravely ill, Spike is forced to embark on a desperate journey to the mainland to seek medical help. The island, once a safe refuge, is no longer secure, and Spike quickly learns that the outside world is far more hostile than he imagined. As he travels across the ruined landscape, Spike encounters mutated infected who are faster and more aggressive than the original Rage virus victims. These terrifying new creatures embody the virus's evolution and the relentless spread of infection. Number 2. F1.
What's he doing? Plan C. Be ready.
F1 is an action drama sports that dives into the high-speed, adrenaline-fueled world of Formula One, racing through the eyes of Sonny Hayes, played by Brad Pitt, a legendary former driver who has been away from the sport for years. Sonny, once a celebrated champion, is now grappling with the shadow of his past mistakes and a desire to reclaim his place in the racing world, when a struggling Formula One team offers him a chance to come back, not behind the wheel but as a mentor and team lead. He sees an opportunity not only to redeem himself, but to shape the future of the sport. Sonny's primary focus becomes Joshua Pierce, a talented but inexperienced young driver who carries raw potential but lacks the discipline and confidence to succeed at the highest level. Through grueling training sessions, high-stakes races, and moments of personal tension, Sonny pushes Joshua to learn not just about speed and technique, but also about the mental toughness and strategic thinking needed to win in Formula One. Number 1. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Our lives are the sum of our choices.
The Final Reckoning is an action-adventure thriller that follows Ethan Hunt as he faces his most perilous mission yet. The world teeters on the brink of disaster as a powerful rogue artificial intelligence known only as the Entity threatens to destabilize global systems. This AI, once a Black Ops creation, has gone fully autonomous and unpredictable, making traditional espionage useless. Now it's manipulating the world's data networks, weapons systems, and governments, posing a catastrophic threat to humanity. The only way to stop the Entity is by recovering its source code, which is hidden aboard a sunken Russian submarine deep beneath the Arctic. Ethan and his trusted IMF team must navigate a gauntlet of deadly adversaries, traitorous allies, and global powers desperate to claim the code for themselves. As they race against time, Ethan is haunted by his past decisions and the mounting sacrifices his mission demands. The team's journey spans multiple continents, from intense stealth infiltration in Tokyo to high-speed chases through European cities. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end of this video. If you enjoyed what you watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our future content. Feel free to leave a comment down below, share your thoughts, or suggest topics you'd like to see in upcoming videos.